So this is the 13:30 GMT edition on Sunday, the 27th of November 2022. This is the Baby Angel Geronimo editions framework of the Khoodeelaar television channel, being broadcast timed at 13:30, but the actual live program has been aired at 13:20 GMT approximately. There are three items of updates that we can refer. One is the statement published in the mainly the Times newspaper, Times website, London, reporting that Shamima Begum's mother has said that she would always stand by her daughter, Shamima Begum, whom she describes as her youngest daughter. Now, this is the first time that any such report has appeared in the British media about Shamima Begum's mom or any member of her family, really. And this is significant, and we shall discuss the significance in due course, not maybe necessarily in this brief updater edition, but we shall do that extensively in due course because it makes Shamima Begum come across as a human being with a mum, and the discussion about the last birthday, Shamima Begum's last birthday before she reportedly went to Syria, was that she wanted a pizza. So her mom says that every year since Shamima left, the family has been celebrating, her mom has been celebrating her birthday with a pizza. Not really the evidence of terrorist activities, is there? And the other item of update on this is that despite the fact that Shamima mum has been speaking, of course, in a written statement put to the particular tribunal where the appeal was heard last week, the London Borough of Hamlets Council, which failed Shamima Begum and her two friends on safeguarding children duties, has remained silent. It's a criminal, negligent, cruel silence. And this is the kind of behavior, this is the kind of behavior by the corrupt holder of the corrupt post of the corrupt elected mayor, Lutfur Rahman. To the racist white left criminals who have been overhyping the return of Lutfur Rahman on the 5th of May 2022 to the post of the elected mayor at the expense of Tower Hamlets. They don't say expense, at the expense of Tower Hamlets, but we say definitely at the expense of Tower Hamlets community, at the expense of Tower Hamlets electors, at the expense of the Bangladeshi community, because the regime of Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh, the corrupt regime of Sheikh Hasina, the servile, mentally slavish regime of Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh, issued a typically Mirzafar type statement condemning Shamima Begum within literally hours of the mental slave Coconut Sajid Javid as Home Secretary in the United Kingdom, having taken away Shamima Begum's British by birth citizenship. despite the fact that the idea the idea of Bangladesh is supposedly to free the country from all kinds of colonialism, imperialism, etc., etc. The regime of Sheikh Hasina remains as Mir Zafar type as the regime of Irshad was. Irshad, the Bishwabhaya Beiman, was so deeply, shamelessly kind of sucking up to the whatever of the British representatives that set up a charity thing in Bangladesh, that his mental slavery cannot be described in decent language. So when Sajid Javid took away Shamima Begum's British by birth citizenship, the Mirzafors in the Sikh Hasina regime wasted no time before they issued the very pro imperialist, pro anti Muslim, pro coconut Sajid Javid statement, saying that the Sikh Hasina fronted regime in Bangladesh would not take Shamima Begum, would not allow Shamima Begum a space in Bangladesh. Now, not long before he took away the citizenship of Shamima Begum, the mental slave, Coconut, Sajid Javid had said, he didn't say Shamima Begum's name. This is something that has been pointed out by a website also. He said that he was not going to take away a person's citizenship if that person had only one citizenship, that is the British citizenship, because to take away such a person's citizenship would render such a person stateless. And the coconut Sajid Javid said he didn't want to be known for making somebody stateless. And that is exactly what he did. He took away Shamima Begum's citizenship. The Sheikh Hasina's Mirzafar regime in Bangladesh couldn't wait before it could suck up to the racists in the British Labour Party as well as the British Conservative Party. Because Sheikh Hasina has got a nephew, niece, Tulip Siddiqui. Although it is a Tulip Siddiqui, she is married to a white racist European, whatever. And Tulip Siddiqui was exposed as a hypocrite when she was overhyping her promotion as champion of the Iranian British Nazanin Radcliffe. Because Channel 4's Alex Thompson confronted her with evidence that she, Tulip Siddiqui, had capitulated, colluded with the Sheikh Hasina regime, her aunt, when a British person was severely deprived of their human rights in Bangladesh by Sheikh Hasina. And Tulip Siddiqui remained silent about that. Well, Tulip Siddiqui was able to get the votes of the people in Kilburn area. Additionally, because of the servile role of the main male accountants that operate as the agency Sikh Hasina party in those lunatics compiled in becoming Siddiq to become an MP in the UK House. So that actually so Shamima Begum has not had the support of the regime in the country of her parents' birth. No sympathy, no compassion, no solidarity, no skepticism about the role of the imperialist ideology operating mental slave Sajid Javid's office at the time as the Home Secretary. That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace comparable only with the Mirzafars because no evidence exists. No evidence exists on which Sheikh Hasina or any of our Mirzafar morons in her so called government can say that Shamima Begum committed any crime at all. So the only thing that the Sheikh Hasina regime had was the propaganda line issued by the racist anti Muslims in the British state, which was being served by the corrupt, careerist opportunist, faithless moron Sajid Javid. They don't, I mean, Sheikh Hasina's regime is so corrupt and rotten that there is no room for a decent discourse or discussion about ethics, morality, transparency, universality, accountability, any of these values. So the only people that Shamima Begum had to rely on was really her mom, sister, and some other very small number of people that have taken the objective view correctly. That this is a child. Shamima Begum, let's say it again. Shamima was in the news, and as we are concerned, we heard her for the first time ever when she featured in the 2015 after she was reportedly filmed or reportedly seen witnessed as having crossed into Syria. Begum, by all reports, was a child who was impregnated impregnated by any person. Was influence not read in 3 years. there is no published case in a country like the UK where a child of 15, 16, 17 is impregnated with a white man who had absolutely no allegation against him that he impregnated her and he violated the laws by making this child pregnant 3 times. Now, there is, as I can see now, so far, up to this point in time, there is no evidence as to the actual details of how Shamima Begum became involved as the sexual kind of toy of this man. We don't know how she got into the position of having been in a sexual kind of relationship. She was exploited, she was coerced, she was forced, she was misled. 15-year-old. No 15-year-old can be said to have the world knowledge of morality, knowledge of ethics, knowledge of the wider implications of their being featured as a terrorist. How on earth was a 15-year-old girl being impregnated serially, one after the other, within 3 years? How was she also carrying out the so called supposedly terrorist activities? And what were the activities that she was involved in? The only thing that has been known about Shamima Begum physically was that she was getting, according to the law, she was getting raped. That's all she was busy. Now, did she cry to be made free from this situation of being raped, multiple rapes? And if she cried, who did she cry to? Was there anyone to cry to? I mean, isn't it a most obscene racist pretext, obscene anti Muslim pretext to dismiss all her pleas for help, to dismiss all the accuses that she was through, has been put through, and she still is being her, branding her terrorist, and there is no evidence. None of her accusers in David has produced one item saying that this is the terrorist deed, and there is no evidence that date when the world, at least including ourselves, came to know about her crossing into Syria in February 2015. That at any date before that, Shamima Begum was involved in any terrorist activity. How further must it take the British, that part of the British state that actually wants to deny Shamima Begum a British by birth citizenship? How much longer should that part of the to perpetrate the lie against this victim of rape, victim of racist rape, victim of anti-Muslim rape, without the part of the state being made to publish as to what crime she committed, terrorist or crime otherwise. We shall come back to this, of course, to do the necessary update. And we don't expect that the British state the racist part of the British state would stop lying against Shamima Begum. It's all very reminiscent of the state apparatus, state agency adamantly deciding to make up, to confect a series of lies to defame an innocent child being baby angel Geronimo, who is the banner in these commentaries. And baby angel Geronimo has been put through years of lying, years of demonization. And baby angel Geronimo has been accused of being ill when he is the bestest in health baby angel Geronimo to be found anywhere on the face of the earth. So, baby angel Geronimo, strictly as the target of the demonization, conspiracy, and defamation by a UK state agency, is very much the template, the sample for the behavior, the lying behavior, the criminal behavior, the illegal behavior, the corrupt behavior, the cruel behavior by the UK state against an innocent target. The target, being innocent, has been turned into guilty because the innocence is the guilt, according to the plotters, the conspirators are the depraved DEFRA. The conspirator, Christian Middlemiss. The conspirator, George Injustice Eustace. The conspirator, Boris the Satan Johnson. So, what we are saying is that it is not a one off. There are any number of examples over the long period of the UK state apparatus being allowed to tell lies against innocent targets. And in contemporary period, the targets are Shamima Begum and baby angel Geronimo. Baby angel Geronimo has been accused of being ill when he is in the perfect health. And Shamima Begum has been accused of being a terrorist when she has not done any terrorist act. Simple as that. The Satans behind the confection of these lies have decided to treat innocence as guilt. And the entire mainstream media, the entire British Parliament, has allowed the state agency to tell lies against the innocent baby angel Geronimo, and now against the child rape victim Shamima Begum. So we shall come back to this in due course. Now we talk about Imran Khan in Pakistan. Now, the impact of the arrival of the Long March in Islamabad in the weekend has been shown in one of the things that has been noticed already, which is that the brother of the corrupt Nawaz Sharif, who is corruptly staying in the Ukraine at the expense of the people of Pakistan, whose millions he has stolen. The younger brother, who is the prime minister installed after Imran Khan was illegally ousted from office, that this regime of Nawaz Sharif's brother is almost bound to be collapsed or is almost bound to collapse. Now, if that happens, then it will be only one of the many consequences of the corruption and criminality they have been perpetrating against democracy, against the people of Pakistan, and against the purpose of Pakistan. We shall be commenting extensively on those in due course. In the London Times newspaper, owned by Dirty Digger Rupert Murdoch, the Saturday edition of the Times newspaper, which was yesterday, there is a spread on the Times newspaper in the world section. And the main item is about Imran Khan. The main photograph is under the main section head, which is the word world. And Imran Khan is given the main prime priority prominent position in that section. In the Saturday, 26th of November 2022 edition of the Times newspaper. And the main headline to that piece, which has got a big picture of Imran Khan with his injured right leg resting on a chair. Now, it is not known that in the last 75 years, any Pakistani politician has been given this kind of prominent reportage by a British newspaper. Not even Benazir Bhutto, not even, of course, her father. Now, the reason why Imran Khan has made that particular kind of story is not because of who he is, but because of his conviction that he has reinforced now. Pakistan ka matlab kya? What is the purpose of Pakistan? Not only in that question, but also in the actual quest for dissecting the failures of Pakistan's purpose over the last 75 years. And the re-establishment of the purpose as being La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and the combining of that purpose with the definitive manifesto statement by the Prophet of Islam, peace be on him, and the sayings of the philosopher of Pakistan, Muhammad Iqbal, and the specific leading statements made by the leader of the Muslim League, the leader of the movement for Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So these are the reasons why Imran Khan has made the impact in news coverage terms in the West, It's not because Imran Khan is a legendary cricket player, etc., etc. Of course, it has helped create the personality in the correct mold because he raised the funds for the cancer hospital in memory of his mother. And that can only be a good thing. Again, no Pakistani politician has done that, raised as much money and as much public awareness as Imran Khan has done about the setting up of the cancer hospital in memory, in honor of his mother. So Imran Khan, it is reported in the Pakistan media, but more so the report, so in informal kind of opinion that is circulating in Pakistan this weekend, that it's a matter of time before Imran Khan is back in power in Pakistan, which could not be soon enough, which could not be too soon, because Pakistan actually needs reconnecting with the purpose of Pakistan. And if Imran Khan has been telling the truth about the purpose of Pakistan, then he is the correct politician to be given the chance to restart the process of making Pakistan independent, freely independent, Hakiki Azadi. We shall be following that and we shall be commenting on that in due course. Now, the question of the fire brigade. The London Fire Brigade has been accused of being riddled with racism and sexism. And we shall be talking extensively in a special edition on the racism of the fire brigade. Suffice to say that despite the fact that this report has been published in Times, The Guardian, and others, the British kind of normal journalists don't seem to have been bothered by this. As has been seen as a typical example in the scene in the Sky News press preview, the edition that Susie Boniface took part in as a commentator. Now, Susie Boniface has a spot cultivated for herself as a Fleet Street fox. But she is so far on the record as a journalist via the Daily Mail and her own blogs. She's so far on the record as being reluctant to engage her mind on the issue of racism. And this is what she showed again, a reluctance to engage on the evidence of racism as reported by the newspapers on the day when she was reviewing the papers. And she's not going to, it looks like she's not going to change her opinion, her stance. We have evidence of Susie Boniface completely racistly misunderstanding many of the comments that our associated Twitter accounts have published. She never believes that we are based in London or the United Kingdom. She thinks we are an extension of the Russian propaganda machine. That shows her total idiocy, ignorance, stupidity, and racism. We are nobody's agents, but engaged only in telling the truth. Unlike her, we don't suck up to British politicians. She has sucked up to Keir Starmer more than once. Now, Keir Starmer is the creep that politically has murdered the Labour Party. So Susie Boniface, aka Fleet Street Fox, has praised the sucker Keir Starmer because we believe that Susie Boniface believes that Starmer is going to be definitely going to be the next British Prime Minister. And if that happens, then she will be in a notable position as having been a cheerleader of the Starmer, so that she would have access. And so, therefore, we say that Susie Boniface is not an independent voice. We shall be updating on all of this and other issues in due course. And this time we are calling an end to this one at 36 minutes 54 seconds at 13:57 hours GMT.